Idahoans love the great outdoors, but sometimes those outdoor activities do not go as planned and someone gets hurt. That's why having access to a trauma center is so important. I spoke to Trauma Medical Director Dr. Fillmore with SaintAlphonsus to learn more. Dr. Fillmore, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. Let's talk about the SaintAlphonsus Trauma Center. It's not the only one in the state, but what really makes it different when you compare it to other trauma centers?
Well, I would say a couple of things make it different. Number one, it is the largest, and because of that, we're able to really recruit highly trained surgeons and highly trained specialists that it's just not possible to get these type of specialists in smaller communities. And so if you're coming here, you're going to see an orthopedic surgeon who has trauma training. You're going to see a vascular surgeon with trauma training. You're going to see a neurosurgeon who's focused on trauma. And so what you get by coming here is that highest level of care. And I would say the second thing that's different about this program is we're not just a trauma program, we're what's called an acute care surgery program, and that includes emergency general surgery and surgical critical care. So your surgeon, when you come to the emergency room here, is able to take care of you from the ER to the door to exit, and then after your aftercare, after your discharge. So in the ICU, all of that is taken care of by a trained surgeon who can operate in all of these avenues.
Okay, and tell us too about the role that the SaintAlphonsus Regional Medical Center's Trauma Center plays in not only the state trauma system, but also the region as a whole.
Well, we'd like to be a resource for the entire state. Because of our ability to attract expertise and assemble a team that I think can do more than just serve the people of Treasure Valley, we're able to offer their expertise and skill throughout the state.
What inspired you to pursue a career in trauma in the state of Idaho?
Well, Idaho is a unique place. It's a great place, and one of the things that makes it so great are the wide open spaces. We love to get outdoors, but those wide open spaces make delivering trauma care challenging. And so we have critical access centers, small hospitals, we have first responders who are volunteers, who are out there doing their best to help keep us safe and to get us the medical attention we need when we need it. But to be honest with you, they're under-resourced and they're underfunded. And that's one of the big drives for me being here, is to help develop this trauma system in the state so that no matter where you live in this state, you have access to the best care available.
Great. And Dr. Fillmore, obviously a big point to be made here is prevention. So what can we do to prevent traumatic injury?
Lots of ways to do that. And you bring up a great point. Trauma is a public health concern. Trauma is a public service, not unlike the fire department, police department. Most people don't know this, but trauma is the leading cause of death in ages 1 through 45, and the fourth leading cause of death in all ages. It means that it requires a large amount of healthcare dollars that are really borne by the public. When a patient's injured because they're not wearing a helmet and suffers a traumatic brain injury, the public assumes a lot of that healthcare costs. And then you look at downstream, those traumatic brain injuries, they don't go away. They're chronic injuries, and they become an issue for the family and for the survivor. And so what we're really trying to do as a trauma center is not only participate in trauma at the acute phase, but also at the preventive phase. So we're advocating for better helmet laws, make sure we have strong distracted driver laws, make sure we pay attention to opportunities to intervene with our alarmingly high teen suicide rate. There's lots of opportunities for us to do so, and as the Region Trauma Center, we think that that is a role we should be playing.
Where can our viewers go so they too can learn more?
Well, you can visit the SaintAlphonsus website at www.saintalphonsus.org. Search for trauma, you'll find information there.